Have you ever had any weird Uber experiences?
I haven't had really a weird one, but I did have to take an Uber from the Atlanta airport to Pensacola.
What did that cost?
That was about 400, a little over $400.
$400? Well, that's the price of immediate flight, isn't it?
Well, when that's when the fire happened at Atlanta, and the whole airport shut down. Everybody was going crazy.
You should have started with the fire. Like I feel like this conversation's been tanked already.
What? Tell me more about the fire.
Well, that's where we were coming down. We just landed, and there was a fire.
like
airport.
It's normal. We landed, there was a fire. You know how it goes.
They have backups, but this happened to be the one place that the backup failed. It's the one place you couldn't have a fire in the airport. This is where it was. Shut the entire airport down, blackout everything. I ended up getting off the plane. Didn't feel like waiting the next day to come into the busiest airport to try to check in and figure out what they're going to do. So I just walked around with the sign that is self-made and said Uber to Pensacola. Found 2 people to hop in with me. We split it. Got to Pensacola in about 5 hours.
I guess you kind of hash that out at the airport.
That's an exact 5-hour drive, no matter how you do it.
Yeah.
Too. There's nothing. Just like Miami's 10 hours. There's no matter how fast you drive, no matter what kind of car you have, 5 hours. That's
It's tough finding an Uber driver to do that. He was kind of shaking, but he wanted the money.
Yeah.
So I had to stay awake and keep him awake. We were coming through the fog. His longest Uber drive ever, and probably mine too.
Would you guys be mad if I wanted to get back to the fire just for a second? So there's designated places in an airport that, hey, there's a fire here, but we don't have to. People are burning, but we don't have to shut the airport down.
Well, they have backups. You know, if something happens here, they can shut it down and still keep going.
Oh, like move things to another gate, but where it was central, and I'm with you now. Okay.
This was the one spot in the entire airport. There's
Allow
a fire
the
there.
Uber banter to continue. I apologize.
Okay. What about you? Any strange Ubers for you?
Well, first off, I want to. Did you form a relationship with this Uber driver and the people with you?
Well, I saw one of the girls we flew down with. Hopped back on the plane about a week later to go back to an event, and she was standing there with the boyfriend. My girlfriend was there, and it was nice little, hey, how's you doing? No problem. Her boyfriend really didn't care for it too much, but...
Kenny, no lie, this happened to Keanu Reeves a few weeks back, and these people documented the whole thing, kind of took snapshots, sneak shots of him, but they had to ride from like Texas to California with Keanu, and he was just a total awesome dude, like you always see.
I hear that about Keanu.
Yeah.
I initially, years ago, I didn't like him at all. I wasn't a big fan of his movies.
I've always heard that about Keanu. Keanu, Woody, and of course, the best of all time, Mr. Bill Murray. He'll show up anywhere.
Yeah.
What was that? The Matrix. I think Keanu gave half of his salary
to
to
a ton back to charity.
He gives it to charity, but he gave half the salary to the digital media, the graphics crew, because it was so crucial.
No, it was his bonuses.
Yes.
The bonus he did for the next year, and the next year he kept the same salary, but I think he gave all his bonuses, anything above, to the crew, which a lot of people forget about the crew. Kenny, we're not going to forget about you.
No, absolutely not.
No, it's okay if you do.
I drove for Uber out in Los Angeles. Speaking of fires, during the wildfires, whenever you saw that apocalyptic scene where everybody saw that scene, I drove through that.
You gotta remember, I'm from Los Angeles, so I remember growing up, because the wildfires happened. Now, they were particularly bad recently, obviously. But I remember, first of all, the sun never really sets on the West Coast. Even as you see the sun coming up from the east, you still see it setting in the west, and you can contest to this.
Can you see the sun out there? I mean, last couple times I've been out there, LA's not. I'm not a big fan of it, but a little bit of fog or pollution coming up.
Well, first of all, the reason it's called the City of Angels, a lot of people always think that the pictures they see is smog, and granted, it's a big city, so there is a smog factor. But the reason the City of Angels is a loose interpretation of a Native American term that meant land of the rising spirits, because it's naturally misty and hazy.
Okay.
So that's where City of Angels comes from, by the way, and which is the Spanish interpreted it all messed up when they went and killed the Aztecs.
That sounds like one of my facts that I would come up with, and half the time I'll be right or wrong.
But
I actually believe them for some reason.
My point is, the city, people always think it looks smoggy, but it's not. It's a natural haze that sits in the air in Los Angeles.
Okay.
Because you got to remember, Los Angeles is in a valley, so it's where all the moisture from the mountains, it just all coalesces right there.
And you catch it. You actually do catch more of it on the coastline, which is kind of proof. I don't know, to me.
Well, yeah, because the Pacific's a cold water body, so it's gonna pull it towards it.
That sounds.
Which is why it doesn't
plausible.
rain very often, and all the other no humidity and all that.
Well, Hey, welcome to Locals Live. We're here.
Are we live?
We're live.
No, I want to talk about.
That's a good intro.
Casey, we miss you. Gonna see you next week. He had to be home with the kids.
Sometimes responsibilities get in the way.
Thinking about firing him. Not gonna lie.
Oh, come on. He
Like I have power to do that.
he's a family man. Good guy. Had to do it, you know.
I actually went to Casey's shop the other day and I got some stickers.
Did you?
We're getting some stickers made for Run Pensacola. So.
Making deals happen, making products happen. Somebody just pulled up a picture on their phone of the rainbow local embroidery hat, one special edition. Somebody just pulled it up and said, "I must have this," just out of nowhere. That's the kind of traction he's gaining, which is incredible.
It's crazy. I made that cruise shirt logo and sent it to you guys. Was like, we need shirts like this, and like the very next day, I had a hat and shirt.
No kidding.
Yeah, it was. That.
It's a good thing you're doing stuff locally here. I mean, when you can actually do business, you want to do business local because you can get stuff like that done. It's not going to take 6, 7, 8 weeks. Slow boat from China to come over, go through customs, maybe get lost in customs.
Maybe get lost in custom fees, you know? Yep.
So always good to do it local.
So today is a big day for me, Kenny. I don't know if you know that. Today last year, the day before today last year, I was a busboy for $50 a day, 3 days a week, and I had one bingo going. That was what I was living on, okay? But 1 year ago today, the Sandshaker vs. Shaka video released.
Oh, that was your pinnacle here.
It was my pinnacle.
Or it should be the start, maybe not the pinnacle. Let's hope not.
Well, it was the start. Definitely not the pinnacle. But I cut together a little short highlight reel of what the video was. Just a little bit of the burns that I had. And, you know, a lot of people gave me some flack for my tour of the Sandshaker. I kind of included that too. So, tour of the Sandshaker, as you can see here.
I'm not allowed to be filmed.
No. Hey,
this is private property. What are you doing here?
I'm filming a documentary. What are you doing here?
I'm asking what you're doing here, okay?
I'm filming a documentary. What's your problem? The shaka means hang loose. Basically means peace. The sand shaker, shaking a bottle with sand in it. Or maybe that's how they used to cut their cocaine.
Hey, right.
Hey, how about this? How about I buy out the Elks Lodge and name it the Shocker? Now what? If you're desperate and you want to pick up a cougar that's 1 pack of Marlboro Reds away from a tracheotomy, the Sandshaker is where I would go. Called the police on me. That's a shame. Perkspectives out. Shaka, brah.
That was great.
That was awesome.
I loved it.
It was an
Shaka, brah.
It was an 8-minute video, and today it hit 76,000 views.
76,000.
Nice.
76,000
Nice.
views.
You're almost at the 100,000 mark.
No, I don't think it'll ever get there, but 76.
Especially now that the litigation in. That might be the worst thing for this video.
You know, it's the worst thing, but it's the best thing, you know, because that's ultimately what we wanted, was it all to be over. The Shaka Bar still has its name.
Right, and no offense towards your mission, because I thought it was noble, but it didn't end because anybody was intimidated by the video or they didn't want the publicity. They took it as far as they could and just got shut down every step because
Yes.
it was a ridiculous litigation. It was baseless.
I completely agree. I
just like the video because I don't think you knew what was going to happen.
I didn't.
You just showed back. I mean, you were in LA. You just moved back over here, didn't you?
Yep.
I don't know if you were on vacation or something. You filmed that one, and next thing you know, you just hit a nerve with the entire community.
Well, I noticed that the media wasn't covering it, and I'm not sure why. But I saw
That's
an,
obvious.
I saw an ability, you know, to capitalize, but also I saw how ridiculous it was, and you know, I did not know the owners of the Shaka Bar at the time, but I did know their family. I knew their daughter. I grew up with their daughter, and I knew that they had been integral in our community, surfers, business, you know, with the local community forever, for all I knew.
Right.
And their heritage was the Shaka Bar, and that kind of struck a nerve that they're so involved and they're so well intended. They mean peace. To be gone after like that, I figured I ran out there with a tripod, the camera phone, and my microphone.
What bugged me is they're not even a full building establishment. They're connected to the back of another business. It's almost like they specifically, out of all, I mean, there's a bar called the Sand Bar, right? And they picked on the bar that they thought couldn't fight back. That's the impression I always got from that. And just an idea. Let's put together some information. It might take a month or maybe even longer. Let's do some investigative journalism here, and let's do a segment on shit that's happened around here that our media has not covered. Because I've already got some on the top of my head
like
that I'm
that.
ready to blast.
If I get invited back, we'll see.
And we're talking about high-profile corporations in this area too that I have inside information on.
Uh-oh.
Well, I got.
And no, guys, I still won't produce your podcast. Thanks for asking.
I don't know what to say other than my platform is based on positivity and promotions.
Yeah.
So it's hard, but
However, I built that platform
with
with shock value and negativity.
with one Perkspectives, and people came at me with a bunch of ideas, and I was like, listen, I'm a roasting comedian. That's how I built my.
Have you done another Perkspectives?
I have not. I have not. No.
I think people want you.
I think there's
to do
one
something.
coming. I think I just lit a fuse.
Yeah.
And it's one of those, it's not one of those green fuses that take forever. This is one of those little quick 3 seconds going to blow up in your hand fuses.
I know 3 or 4 that I could just say 5 words and I could would get a phone call, but that's all good.
Small community we live in, though.
It is.
It is.
It is. So what's new with you? This is Adam Guesso with Run Pensacola. He's one of my, I would call partners. We're partners in
Got
business.
a couple things going.
And I'm excited. He's got some things coming up. We're going to get to that stuff later.
Well, congratulations on 1 year, though.
Thank you.
We didn't get to it, but good job.
Thank you. And that also came with basically right on time with 1 year without alcohol. So it was proof with the pudding, if you must say, that
Without the pudding.
Without the pudding, that the productivity came with the sobriety, and in 1 year things finally kind of came through.
Nice.
And it's just all pushing forward and pressing forward.
Well, good for you. Good for you. I haven't been a year without alcohol yet.
No?
No.
Have you been a minute yet? I don't know.
Well, we're getting there. But no, I'm Adam Guesso. I'm with Run Pensacola. I guess it's time I insert what I do. Today's actually a big day for us too in the running community. It's National Running Day. There's actually such a thing. I don't know who came up with it. Probably a running store or a running company. But it is National Running Day. We had folks go out and run today. And we got a couple of races coming up. We do about 16 races locally here. Teamed up with Running Wild over there, another local store. And, we've done a couple of videos with you to help get out there and let people know that, hey, we're local. We care about the local community. We team up with a lot of local nonprofits. What a lot of people don't know is we give a lot of donations back to nonprofits throughout the year. Thousands upon thousands of dollars goes back to local nonprofits. And we like to use our race to help them get their name out there and also help them raise some money.
And we like to have fun.
We do. That's
like
one
to
thing
have
we do
fun.
like to have.
And the community is starting to build around that. It's growing and it's building, and everybody is starting to join in on the idea that we're having fun, and that's what it's all about. It's fun.
It's getting out there.
If it wasn't fun, I wouldn't be here. I just want to put that out there.
Yeah.
Because I don't work.
Well,
I try not to.
I don't. At least that's what I hear.
But it's a great way to meet people.
It is. I mean, you come out there, it's like the original social networking. Before Facebook, when you come into a town, before Tinder and all that other stuff, how do you meet people? When you go out to a running club, you go out to a run.
Before Tinder was prostitutes. That's
Jeez.
what came first.
Oh, man.
But you got out there, you run a little bit, you get a little dehydrated, and then afterwards, anytime you do a run down in the southeast United States, it's amazing. Otherwhere in the country, they don't have this. But southeast, if you're going to do a run, you're going to have a party afterwards. I mean, it's a party atmosphere. A lot of people want to come to run just to have the excuse to party
There's a lot
before 8
of
o'clock.
drinking and running organizations here in Pensacola. One of them I remember just because the name sticks out was drinkers with a running problem.
That's the hashers.
The
We got
hashers.
a couple of hashers out here. I know there's Survivor Hasher. I think that's over in Gulf Breeze. And we got East Hill Hounds, another hashing club that I'm actually a part of. I ran a couple of them, and my buddy Dennis has put that on. I think he's got a beer run coming up, our beer mile coming up at the Tiki Bar sometime later on this month or next.
Timothy Johnson thinks you're the best in the business. I disagree.
You know who Tim is, don't you? He's our swim course director.
Is he?
Yeah, thanks, Tim. Appreciate it, buddy. That means not a lot coming from him, but we'll take it.
I don't disagree. I agree. You actually do have the organization, and everything is just so ready to go. It's on time. It's on point. It's busted out. Everything's locked and loaded like your freaking cannon. Charles, your cannon, and everything is just
That's
smooth.
a little 10-gauge cannon we have that shoots off.
Yeah, and there's very few problems.
Well, appreciate it. The reason there's not too many problems is I've made a lot of mistakes. You know, I've learned from a lot of mistakes that I've made in the event industry. I've been in it for about 15 years now.
Well, that's a good talking point right there is making mistakes and not being afraid to fail.
If you're on this show, chances are, at one point in your life.
Easy there.
Oh, and just remember, Perk, you told me to remind you, you will be fielding questions. So if anybody has any questions for the Perkmeister or the running man, then throw them up in the chat, and he'll answer them when he sees them or when he has a chance.
You got Ann still in there? Can we just throw that JPEG up there?
What are we looking at now?
I just want to give a shout out to Bradford Bishfish.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, I can. It's going to look a little crude because I did totally forget to add it to the scene, but we're going to throw it in and resize it.
That's fine. Keep it there. Hey,
still,
that's our first advertiser on Beach Hits right there. Bradford Bishop and
Nice.
Still Nutrition, locally based. They got all the protein and nutritional things you need to do, and they can supply you anything you need. Bradford, thank you so much for believing. Hey, and your ads are hitting. We're going to come back next week with the metrics on what how many.
Since he believes in the mission, I'll throw together a lower third, and then what we'll do is we'll play it twice during next week's show.
Okay, nice. Perfect. Nice. So thank you, Bradford.
Send Perk any information. I mean, a sentence, a tagline, something like that, and we'll get a lower third together for you.
And I don't know if y'all saw that advertising, that Beach Hits advertisement that I made, which was really weird because I had to stand in front of a camera by myself on the beach in the wind and talk alone and just try to pretend like they were graphics popping up and whatnot. But I did a little commercial to try to promote local artists.
Was that the drone shot that you had?
No, this was not the drone shot.
Whoa,
this one was just by myself.
This is the 3-ton push, man.
Okay. It is. Do you have it?
Yeah, whenever you're ready.
Yes, cue it. Let's go with that. You hear that? That's our first local artist on Beach Hits, Matt Powell, with his new song, Swim in the Air. It's free for local artists to get on Beach Hits. Just send your MP3s to beachhits@gmail.com. And if you want to advertise, $100 annually gets you a 30-second graphic every single day of the year. And until ad space fills up, it'll just keep rolling. Help locals listen local, help locals live local, help locals see local business. This is Beach Hits Radio. When you swim in the air. Don't breathe the water.
That's a dope song, by the way.
Yeah, that's we're live from Powell Entertainment headquarters right now, and that's Matt Powell's own personal song, Swim in the Air, which is an incredible song about the creative fight, being creative. How people say you're so lucky, you've just got charm. You're just charming, you're so lucky. And they don't realize
There's no such thing as luck.
The risk and the failure, and the risk and the failure, and the no's and the no's and the no's, and then the occasional hopeful yes, and then things start to build. It's like, and that's what that song is.
You're out there in the rain, putting out cones, putting out barricades, hoping somebody shows up.
Yeah.
Hoping you don't get struck by lightning, moving barricades to get set up.
Yeah. You set up a camera and a tripod by yourself with a drumstick.
People don't see.
The life journey of polarity, man.
Yeah, just hoping that something takes off and just not giving up on the dream.
Well, you were
not realizing that there's absolutely no difference between success and failing because one leads to the other.
Yeah, and people fear both success and they fear failure. And if you can get away from that, accept the failure and persevere.
Well, hopefully I can become successful coming up. I'm trying.
Well, we're all trying.
You know,
We're all
I think
trying.
part of it, once it becomes successful, I'm going to see if,
Oh, my bad,
hopefully
my
I can
bad.
become successful enough where I can get an ad out there on BeachHits Radio.
Oh, you're already locked in. I actually got your phone and got into your Venmo account and just
nice.
sent 100 over.
We'll bust the checkbook out before he
Who
leaves.
was that? Was that for Rum Pensacola or was that for Adam Guest? Do I have my own commercial?
I actually just put a picture of your face.
Oh, just thumbs up though if you can.
Yeah, thumbs up with a phone number. It says,
Okay.
call for a good time. Call for a good time.
See, we cycled back to the Tinder
Oh,
conversation.
jeez.
What I want people to understand is it's $100 for the whole year. You get 30 seconds graphic. It'll click straight to your site or wherever you want it to go. And it'll run every day for the whole entire year. And it doesn't have to be a business. As long as it's not profanity, you can put anything you want up there.
I can put anything I want.
Yes, I mean, we're going to screen it and we'll reject it if we have to. But
Okay.
it doesn't have to be a business. You can just do something for fun. And basically you're
Your
supporting...
censorship sickens me.
You're supporting local business, but you're also helping support my dream, and the dream is to put local artists on Beach Hits, have local business on Beach Hits, and just have everything kind of symbiotic and grow together with it.
Yeah, build this organism that is our local community.
Exactly, and
Because we touched on this last week. Nobody else is doing it. Oh, no, don't get me wrong. There's plenty of people that are doing it, but the people that are supposed to be, the people that we pay to do it are not doing it, unfortunately.
Well, who is that?
City and county council, the people that are supposed to be bringing in and investing in local business, investing in local resources, that really, they get a paycheck, and as long as the constituents that have money, that put money into their accounts when it's time for re-election, as long as they're happy, they don't give a shit about anybody else, and they make that very apparent.
Well, I just
Look at the way they treat homeless downtown. That's just one example.
I'm just trying to stay positive and promote the small people and bring them up. I want to bring them up. I want to shorten the divide between classes. I'm tired of.
Well, we all have the same issues. Some just are larger than others, and some are smaller than others.
I feel like in this town the caste system is still alive and well, or at least people believe it is. And those who feel like some people aren't worthy of talking to or their time, well, guess what? There's people with platforms out there now in the new digital age that are going to let everybody be heard and let everybody have their time, and that's what I hear. That's what I'm here to stand for. So
Nice. I'm excited. I've been watching this for a while. We've been talking a lot about BeachHits Radio and a platform that you can do. And I doubt Kenny knows this, but I actually ran for city council of Gulf Breeze.
you did run for city
I did.
council of Gulf Breeze. How many votes you get?
I got about 1,000. I got about 30%.
Was your platform to bring down the camera?
Actually,
They're coming down anyways, what I heard.
His platform was no signs.
I didn't spend $1 on advertisements. I literally put my name in the hat. I didn't like the way something happened with the city before, how somebody else got elected. So instead of complaining about it, I said, you know what, I'm just going to put my name in the hat.
Taking
just to
action.
be insurance, if you will. Just in case the person I'm running for, I don't think, the guy I was running with is a great guy. I'm glad he got it. Probably a lot better suited than I was for it. But it was fun to see it. And one thing I heard when I was out there and people knew I was running, they were asking me, the only thing people asked me about was, where are my signs and what are you going to do about the Bears? But nobody was talking about any real issues because we don't have any outlets that really talk about the issues about anything going down.
The South Santa Rosa Gazette took care of that by saying that Vortex Spring was going to relocate those bears. But on a different note, have you been fishing lately?
I wish I have been. I love fishing, but I haven't been out there lately. Have you?
I just recently, yesterday, I got invited out onto an excursion on the Entertainer. I've never been on the Entertainer, been very familiar with the Entertainer my whole life.
The fishing boat, the Entertainer.
Yes.
Not Cedric.
No.
Okay.
The Entertainer out there on Pensacola Beach. The Shaka Bar family invited me, and it was one of the greatest experiences ever. They caught so many fish so fast that I just got the camera out and started filming. I didn't even really fish. I caught one fish, but they've made me
Well,
catch
as long
a
as you
fish.
caught one fish, you're out there fishing, or catching, I guess you can say.
Yeah, so let's take a look at how that went yesterday.
Was that an early
That
exit?
was-
I think it was a little bit early.
That-
You need to fade those in time while there's still video up. You know what I mean? If you're going to fade video to black, fade audio to black. If that makes sense.
Gotcha. Well, that was my experience on the Entertainer.
I wish I had great experience out there. Great fishing. I actually, too, have an experience on the Entertainer.
You do? Tell me about it.
I
don't
did.
have that video.
It was back in high school. I took the Entertainer to prom. We had it at the yacht club. And I remember the assistant principal said, whatever you do, don't bring a boat up to the yacht club. We won't let you park. We rented out the Entertainer. Always wanted to go big or something. I talked to the Entertainer. I said, listen, he might not let you park. And he goes, I'm the biggest boat out here. I can park where I want to. So he pulled right up in there, parked. We had sparklers going off. We had Stroking as a song blaring over the radio. Had our champagne or sparkly apple juice, if you will, that we had. But
Now
it was a good time.
That defines the redneck Riviera, does it not? Stroking.
Stroke it to the east. Getting off the boat. Stroke it to the west. Here we are with our sparkling grape juice. Hint, hint.
I wasn't the most popular guy in high school. I wasn't one of the jocks. I was a little ROTC nerd. But I tell you, for those couple of minutes getting off the Entertainer into the prom, I was the biggest guy on campus that day.
I'll tell you what. I wasn't sure what to experience. I didn't know what to expect with the whole Entertainer thing. But so I was expecting to get out there and sweat and do this. They had everything set up. They had bait buckets by every pole. Poles already set up. So basically, when we got to the spot, honked a little horn. Everybody went straight to their lines. I didn't really know what to do, so I went straight to the camera. And I actually I had to say I enjoy filming more than I enjoy fishing. But it's my dream. That's why.
That's what they do every day. They know what they're doing. It's a system down. They make it easy for you.
It was the easiest thing ever. It was almost like that game with the little fish that they come up and snap and pop. Right?
Oh yeah. What was that? With the magnet.
It was just like that. I'm talking. We had 10 fish in 8 minutes. We had 45 fish in 30 minutes.
Jeez.
I'm not sure where it was capped at, but as far as keepers go and all that stuff, but it was incredible. The staff was extremely professional, extremely friendly. Everything, everybody, the whole experience was it was a dream.
You know, I drink not very often anymore, very rarely. I've been drinking on Wednesdays because I kind of
Wednesdays.
associate producing with drinking. I mean, you know, my very first podcast that I did, the very first one that I hosted and produced at the same time was called the Pimpy Cast. We also highlighted local artists, but, you know, more underground, heavier, edgier music. And our thing was we drank on the show. We were slaughtered every episode, you know what I mean? And it became synonymous, and that's probably one of the reasons why the longevity of it shortened a bit, if you will. But it kind of carried on with the Underground Pub Show. But my whole point is that
I was waiting for it.
now, yeah, my bad. I kind of got carried on there. Now that I've slowed down my drinking, or you know, what, just go ahead because I think I forgot.
Oh,
Great story, bro.
Fuck.
you're all right.
I don't know what just happened there.
Are we wobbling? I think we're wobbling a little bit.
Are
Might be my
you
leg
kicking?
kicking
Are you
it.
kicking that?
I'm not touching anything, but we're good.
I don't think I am.
We're good.
But, so what were we talking about? The Entertainer?
We had the Entertainer.
So,
We had
afterwards, where'd you go once you get done with the off the Entertainer?
Oh, that's what it was. Now that I don't drink as much, I don't fish. Because I used to not go to catch fish. I used to go to catch a buzz. That was just another excuse to drink.
Well, last week Matt Powell was telling us that he went out there to just hang out and have a good time, and because he wasn't really caring about the fish, next thing you know, he hooked up 10 of them.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
There's fish out there. There's a ton of fish out there.
If you go out there stressing the fish, they're not going to bite. It's the same thing with dating. If you go out there
Oh, I
stressing,
thought this whole thing was a woman metaphor. My bad.
yeah. Plenty of fish. Plenty of fish. Just a matter of how much you care, right? No.
Just the opposite.
I guess so.
All right. So we've been doing things, and we've been getting better and better at it with promoting things.
We think so.
We've gone live on Segways. That you've put me in a Santa Claus suit.
Well, you put the Santa Claus suit on yourself.
You've put me in a turkey suit.
Yep, I did. But it was Thanksgiving, so we needed the turkey.
We're at 31 minutes, just letting you know.
You put me in a crawfish suit.
I have. I'm probably going to put you in a Santa suit. I'm going to put you in a Santa suit, didn't I?
You did put me in a Santa suit. But we got the 4th of July coming up. We just did a promo for that. I'd like to run that promo. The 4th of July 5K with Michael Bolton. We revisited Michael Bolton over there with the great people at the Island Culture Tiki Bar.
I just realized he was...
I'm Adam Guesso over here with Michael Perkspectives. We're here to talk to you about a brand new race we got coming up. It's a 4th of July 5K right here at Pensacola Beach with RunPensacola.com.
4th of July.
That's right. It's about as American as you can get.
It's about as American as Michael Bolton.
It's about as American as Michael Bolton holding the American flag.
It's about as American as Michael Bolton holding an American flag, drinking a PBR.
Well, it's about as American as Michael Bolton holding an American flag, drinking a PBR while shooting off a 10-gauge black powder Winchester cannon.
It's about as American as Michael Bolton holding an American flag, drinking a PBR, shooting off a cannon, surrounded by a bunch of hot chicks at the Culture Island Tiki Bar. On the 4th of July, 5K, Run Pensacola.
That's pretty American. It's an American race. RunPensacola.com, 4th of July 5K on the 4th of July, that Thursday. Get out here early, stay for the fireworks, have a couple of drinks in between.
That was a good one. We're coming out
So, just a quick question: is that on the 4th of July? That race?
That's why
Thursday.
it's called the 4th of July 5K.
Thursday.
On the 4th of July.
That wasn't missed in the ad.
It definitely wasn't. No, because well, the idea is because traffic's going to be bad. If you get out there and beat the traffic, get a little exercise, you can exercise off.
Nothing
all
wrong
the-
with name repetition, man.
You're going to be out there anyways. You know you're going to be on the beach on the 4th of July, so might as well, you know.
Hey, one take, by the way. If you couldn't tell, that background music was the music coming from Island Culture Tiki. That was a one-take
Nice.
wonder right there.
What am I supposed to be queuing up?
Throw up Dave Farnham. So that's the 4th.
Dave.
That's the 4th of July. You can sign up for that, and the link's right there. But we want to show off the 26.2, which is where our relationship began as
That
far
will be
as
our
business.
first year, yeah.
And this is the first video that I shot for him, where I think Adam might have been like, okay, we might keep him.
It worked.
It's a 26.2 foot race.
It's coming up in August. Again. Oh, that's
Right?
my favorite race. I had no idea what we were going to do that day. We showed up there, had people signed up. They got medals, 26.2 bumper sticker. Showed up that morning, pretty much like we do when we film. Have no clue what we're going to do, just throw it together, and it turned out to be an absolute blast.
Well, it's just kind of like getting things. It's just kind of like getting the rough part out of the way.
Yeah.
Kind of like with weddings, I just get in there. Hey, you say yes, everybody party, and everybody's happy.
It's all about the party, not about the run half the time.
It is, yeah. So that's in August, and I went fishing. I'm feeling good.
Good. I mean, it was a good week. National Running Day today. I
Yeah,
was on my first podcast.
1 year anniversary for the Sandshaker versus Shaka, and it's all over, and everything's cool. Everybody's moving on forward. Kenny, you got anything to say?
Other
No,
than
he doesn't
telling
have
you to
anything to
wrap
say.
it up.
I
We would have been good, but you had that long story earlier.
It was a good show. Things went really smooth. I think we probably let some people down with how smooth. I think we have some people that tune in just to see us screw up, so we probably let them down a
The
little bit.
camera's been wobbling, but it's okay.
And that's me. I realized a second ago when I'm doing things like between the mixing board and the broadcasting software, I'm the one that's doing it. I noticed that.
We're live aboard the Powell Entertainment space shuttle.
Right. it's the zero gravity gravity manipulation machine that's causing the shaking.
I am completely lost right now.
It's all good.
Well, you should be. You're pretty deep into outer space.
Kenny, if I want my production done, where can I find you?
PimpyK.com. You can hit me up personally at Mr. Pimpy. That's MRPIMPY at PimpyK.com, PIMPYK.com. It's in the outro, so just go to my website, hit us up.
Cool. And don't forget that you see those intros, all the intros, outros, everything that you're seeing visually, he creates. So remember that. Adam, where can we find you?
Well, it's simple. RunPensacola.com.
RunPensacola.com.
We got a list of all our events. Our next event, as we saw, is the 4th of July. Kenny, when is that? Is that on the 4th?
It's a Thursday, I think.
Okay, thanks. Glad we got him here.
You can also find him on Facebook as well at Run Pensacola.
RunPensacola.com.
And I'm Perkspectives TV. Gulf Coast Locals. Don't forget to go to GulfCoastLocals.com. Gulf Coast Locals on Facebook. Casey, we missed you. We'll see you next week. And that's a wrap.
Thank you, buddy.
Thanks, Kenny. Thanks, Adam.
I screwed that up.